Hi, Georgie.
Hi, Till.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. How are you?
Well, actually okay now.
We're not talking about anything going on, are we?
Oh, we maybe, look, let's be vulnerable.
Let's be real.
Because honestly, I haven't really talked about it at all. So it's like this big, huge thing.
This big reveal.
So what is it now? Like 26 days ago?
Yeah,
something
Tilly
like
and I
that.
haven't seen each other for a while. We're
Yeah.
having withdrawals. This is our reunion. You
Mm.
may have seen we went up to the Gold Coast together, which we'll touch on.
We will touch on that.
We've got a few memories there.
Actually, that's where it started.
Yeah, that is where it started. That was the sort of
That was the day.
the decline.
the start of the beginning.
So tell us what's been happening. Till.
So, well, for context, Tom and I had to go to the Gold Coast for work, and then you tagged along because
Yes, because I'm unemployed.
fancy free because you're unemployed. And while we were in Queensland, so because Tom and I are from there, we invited our mums along to visit, and
Yes.
we were like, oh, it'll be so nice to hang out together. And we were staying at this hotel that we were
Yes.
at. And having cocktails in the spa. It was like such a nice.
It was really wholesome.
day.
We went out for brekkie, and then we came back to the hotel. We were
Yeah.
just sitting out in the sun drinking cocktails and
Yeah.
eating food, and then we sat in the spa. We got rained on in the spa,
It was lovely.
but it was really nice. It was
Because
just very
everyone left.
wholesome.
It was so nice, and I was
day
like, oh.
with the mums.
I literally was like, it feels good to be alive. Like it just was nice. And then mum came, they drove up together, both the mums, and my mum had a bit of a tickle in her throat, like a little bit of a cough, but enough that it was like not enough that it was serious.
Yeah, we like in
Only-
context. I rolled when
Only enough
Tilly's
to be
mum
annoying.
said
Exactly.
she had a tickle in her throat.
So
we
we were
were
at
like,
breakfast for
"Shut
one
up."
thing, and she goes, "I've just got a bit of a tickle in my throat. Actually, could we switch seats? Just
There's a
because
bit of a
there's a bit of a
draft."
draft coming down this way." And we were just like, "Whatever, this
Yeah,
is
here we
typical
go.
fussy mum at brekkie." She was very sick.
She was very sick.
So skip forward like 3 days. She's in an induced coma.
Don't say it like that. Reveal.
That was fucked.
Yeah,
Like-
that was really fucked.
Also because it was like the week that Brisbane was meant to get a cyclone.
Yeah, well, we were worried about even just getting home from the Gold Coast.
True.
And then 2 days later, you texted me from the airport being like, I'm going to Brisbane. And I was like, why are you flying through a cyclone?
Yeah,
And then you're
and I
like,
was
it's
like,
actually really serious.
So, okay, back up. Mum is dramatic at the best of times. So when she messaged me the next day or something, it had been like 2 days. I don't check in with her every day. We just spent the weekend together. It wasn't the next day going to be like, blah, blah. So then I didn't hear from her for like 2 days. And then I was like, oh, hey, how you going? And she's like, I haven't eaten in 48 hours. And literally sounding like this, going, I've lost all control of my body. I won't
you're like-
get into the details, but basically had like an influenza A.
Yes.
And then it was sounding like death. But she described it as, I feel like I'm dying. And I was like, okay, well, that's
You're
classic
not.
you.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, if you are, call a doctor. Like,
Yeah, hey,
go for it.
go to the doctor.
And then she goes, no, I'll just sleep it off. I go,
Oh.
and I actually was quite brutal. And I said, no, even I will call you a doctor. Like, please do
Go to the
something. If you tell
doctors.
me you're dying and I'm in Sydney and you're in Brisbane, like, I feel very helpless. Like, what
Yeah.
am I meant to do?
Yeah. Do something
So
about it.
so Tom and I were just sort of like, look, Mum is known to be dramatic, but whatever, we'll check in with her tomorrow. Tomorrow came, and yeah, the ambulance had taken her to hospital. I don't know why I'm laughing because it's been so stressful.
It's a trauma response.
It's so stressful.
We haven't had therapy in
No,
3 weeks
we
either.
We haven't.
Touching on last week's episode.
Yeah. And yeah, the ambulance took her to hospital, and then Mum just sends me this text, right? Because I call her and she doesn't answer, and I assume that's because of the ambulance. Like, it's just so traumatic. Like, this never happens. Like, we have a very silly life. And then she just messages, about to be put into an induced coma.
Oh my God. Over
Talk
text
to you
message.
later.
Love
on
ya.
Facebook Messenger. And that's when I was like, Tom, we have to fly to Brisbane right now. Like, what the
Imagine
fuck?
getting that on Facebook Messenger.
Yes. I was like,
About
sorry.
to go. You're like, what?
And so then we fly there, like it felt like an apocalypse because we were like, will the planes even fly? Like
Yeah, the weather was really bad. Everyone was battening down. But then also when
Yes.
something traumatic happens,
Oh my
it's like
God.
it's almost like you're just like in like a fever dream. It's like
That's
you're in
literally what it
jelly
felt
or
like.
something. Like everything's
Wait, I forgot
just
to add
weird.
the third thing. I had just had food poisoning.
Oh, yes.
Remember, we were driving home from the airport.
And you vomited in
And
the
I
Uber.
vomited in the Uber, which has not happened in a while from not
I
being
just thought you
drunk.
had a really bad car sickness.
Well, I did too, and I still think it was car sickness because then that night, Tom cooked me chicken nuggets for dinner, and I suspected they weren't cooked, and then 10 hours later,
Oh,
no, not
that's the
even. That was like
timeline.
nighttime, dinner time, and then at like 1 a.m. I woke up and I threw up on the bathroom floor and
flew up.
I threw up and had like diarrhea at the same time as throwing up. Like it was
Oh,
awful.
that's terrible.
It was absolutely awful, and there was like 3 days of that. That's why I didn't check in with Mum. I was preoccupied with my own
you
thing.
were with your own illness. I actually
Yes.
think that Susie gave,
Well,
name drop,
that's
gave
fine.
me
You thought,
influenza A because I thought I just had really bad travel sickness from like the hotel aircon and all this stuff. And I
Yes,
just
the
had
hotel
like a
aircon.
really sore chest, really headachy and head coldy, but I probably had
kinda like-
influenza A.
totally.
But I'm just like a young,
Healthy,
healthy girl.
immune, resilient person. Well, there you go. Shove that in your face. Take that. So, yes, it was the food poisoning, the cyclone, the induced coma. And then we got to
That
Brisbane.
sounds
It was
awful.
like a Bermuda Triangle of nightmare. And then, it's just been actually fucked. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, seeing Mum. Well, I don't even know how much to get into it because it's like not funny. It's not fun. Like,
but we're not all
she was
about
just
funny.
out of it.
Yeah.
And it was really scary. Like, well, maybe this is, informative for people if you have someone with who's immunocompromised and then you get a little bit sick, I feel like you should just go to the doctor. There's no
It can,
harm
like,
in
Oh, no harm in going to the
And
doctor
getting
and them
antibiotics
being
or
like, you're
whatever.
fine.
because what happened was it was influenza A, which led to pneumonia, a staph infection, and then that went septic. So then she got like septic shock through her system as well as like her lungs. So she couldn't breathe, so she was on a ventilator, and like you have to be somewhat unconscious for that because like, it's like disgusting, a big tube helping you breathe.
Yeah.
And then just like the body shuts down. So like, it just needed a lot of help, and then it's like led to a whole other complicated thing. But so there's like ongoing recovery. Basically, she's awake now, which is great.
Which is great.
And she's becoming more herself. It's just been like very scary, like step by step. We were just like, what the hell is going on? We're clowns.
I know.
We don't have serious
we don't.
stuff
I know
happen.
in your life, and I feel as well like those are the things that you see other people go through, and you're like, you just never think it's going to be
No,
you.
literally. And I'm like, I'd never be the one having to look after their mum in hospital.
Yeah,
like,
and then
that's
you're
not my
like,
life. And
Hey.
then here we are.
Yeah, it's so tough
And
though.
Already, like, I know this is so sensitive, but like, I just hate hospitals. And like,
Yeah, I don't
I'm just
like
not a strong
hospitals.
person with hospitals.
No.
And Tom as well. Like, we are really like icky with blood and like just like terrible in a hospital situation. And I had to man up.
You've
Like,
got to man up.
Literally, when the doctor would come in, I felt like I was in a movie, and I was like, I was like taking care of my like mum who's in this coma, like putting lip balm on her and brushing her hair. Like, it was so dramatic. I was like, what is going on? It feels like
I mean,
and then
Till.
the doctor would come in and be like, she's stable. Yeah, we've run the, and then just like saying things, and you're like, well, what's her oxygen level like? And
like, you're like in Grey's Anatomy all of a sudden.
I literally
You're
felt
like,
like that. Like, I need a heparin stat. And now I'm just like a pro at nursing. I basically have a nurse degree because
But that is impressive. It's crazy how you just click into that mode though.
Yeah.
Like you don't think that you have that instinct about you.
not at all.
And then when it is,
when it's like,
it's there in front of you, like, well, I have to step up or no one
Yeah.
else is going to.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, I guess that's like the strength a mother gets when like a car falls on her baby. You know how they just,
They go, what?
like,
I swear we've spoke about this
Really?
before.
well,
Like mums
quite a
with
phenomenon.
cars and babies.
it's very impressive. No, the nurses and the doctors are incredible. Can I just say, I've never thought about like people's professions, but they are literally saving lives.
People's lives. Yeah, I
Like,
know.
it's
Isn't it?
insane the real job that they have.
Yeah.
It's literally life or death.
Yeah.
And they're incredible. Like,
and
they're
they're
so
so
calm and collected.
and so caring
So
as well.
caring.
Like it just
Like I could like cry thinking about the compassion that just strangers, like they literally saved my mum's life. Like, why?
yeah.
They-
That's what they
That's what they do. And,
and
it's
they
like,
just do that on repeat.
I
all
know,
the
I
time.
know. I
Just
would get
so
so,
many
attached
lives.
to every patient. I even got attached to every ICU doctor and every nurse. We were in there like twice a day for, well, it's still going, but like when she was in ICU, it was like 14 days and we never saw the same nurse. Like there are so many medical professionals and where do you keep them all?
Where are they going?
And there was a cyclone going. They had like flood risk and someone had to like sleep at the hospital. I was like, why?
Yeah,
I
that's
could
so-
never sleep at my workplace.
No,
Like you're giving
never.
everything for strangers.
Imagine, I didn't even think about that, like the hospital functioning while the cyclone was going on. You literally had
literally
everything.
felt like an apocalypse. Like
Yeah.
like in a zombie apocalypse or something when they walk through an abandoned hospital and then the fluoro light was flickering.
That's
and
so
like,
scary.
literally it was flooding in the car park so no one. So we had to walk through this empty abandoned car park with like flickering light and we're like
Into the hospital, like,
and I'm like, yeah, and it was just like that smell. I hate the hospital smell.
Yeah, it's not.
Every day we'd go in, like we'd be like, okay, here we go. It was like in Severance when they like
I haven't seen Severance. I'm like nodding,
when they go
like
into
I
the
know.
lift and it's yeah, you're like, mhm. Well, they go into the lift and it's like, zoop, and then we'd walk through the sliding doors and they hit with that like sterile, yucky hospital smell, and we'd be like, here we go, start our shift as
It's
doctors.
worse in the room though when the food gets brought in. I find like I hate the smell of a hospital, but then when
Yeah.
they bring the hospital food in, it's like a nursing home smell. Then
Yes,
it's
like the stewed peas.
yeah, something about.
Well, actually, that would have been a luxury, but Mum couldn't eat. She was being fed through a tube.
Oh,
She's like,
sorry.
but no, actually, she's swallowing now, which is really nice.
No, it's good
No,
now.
it is
Well, I meant
really
for now
good.
when you've got the food. Well, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
You got the hospital food stench coming up.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we've got that. I just want to say a special thank you to the RBWH doctors and nurses. It feels too silly to say that.
No, it doesn't. And shout out to anyone who's a healthcare professional. You're
literally,
amazing.
Like
we love you.
beyond. I can't. I
Yeah.
can't understand. It's so wild.
It's insane. You've just gone and done all these amazing things for other people
Yeah.
all day, and then you just come back and be so humble and normal and like.
And
I
I
don't get it.
literally feel exhausted shooting a TikTok. And these people were doing 12 and a half hour shifts, especially in the ICU, literally nonstop. Like, think about working 12 and a half hours in any job, but one where like someone's life is literally on the line and they're not taking a single break.
No, and emotional strain all day, like because you've
Yes.
got the emotions of all the families, and then
Yes,
just
like,
like
even,
your
like, dealing
own
with the
emotional
people-
on board from
Exactly.
it. Yeah,
And then like cleaning up people's mess, like what a, like in general, that's like a shitty job to
Yeah.
have to like nurse someone and
yeah,
like,
it's a really tough job.
yeah, and they were incredible. Like literally 12 and a half hours of nonstop, like beeping, changing IVs and drips and bladder and like whatever the things are. Like they were just like on it. And I can't believe anyone's brain has that capacity to be able to do that.
Not ours.
Not ours. After this, we're like, oh,
I know. I do wonder. I'm like, I gotta go
I need
lay
a nap.
down. Oh, my
Literally,
brain
and that's how we've been
hurts.
every day for 3 weeks. I felt like a zombie. Like we'll go to the hospital and it's just like zapping. It's
It
so
is really draining though.
It drains. I mean,
because
you know,
yeah, you're just like under those. You're just sitting there, really.
it's the
like
lights. It's
the lights.
I'm very
it's the everything.
sensitive to fluorescent lights.
Oh, really? Apparently, that's like a neurodivergent
Oh, is it?
thing.
Yeah, we could have predicted that.
But it is
And
draining.
the beeping, is that a thing? Because like, how do they do it? Beeping all day long. And it's like, excuse me, like this machine's beeping that like so the.
Yeah, like the
IV drip or that the
drips.
food will be out, and they'll be like, "Yep, so someone will be there, like a nurse." And I'm like, I get it, like, and I understand they're understaffed, and it
But
would be
you're like-
hell having to like go do something and then be like, "This is actually beeping," but like, I can't think about anything else while it's beeping.
when the beep's going.
I'm like, I just need to leave.
I think you'd eventually just black out to them.
Yeah.
Like I'd
Well-
find when I was in the small animal clinic that you'd just be like, it becomes background noise. But that was also why I hated small animal stuff, because it was like crying dogs and beeping fluid pumps. And I was like, shut up.
Why don't the big animals need that?
Well, because I'm just seeing them out. Like they do have it. But
Oh,
like,
but they're like in a little room. That
yeah.
with their,
And like with the horse stuff, like you don't really, because there's so much volume, you usually just set them up on like, yeah. And I'm just not in an equine hospital. But yes, they did. The big animals still do.
The big,
it.
no, they do.
Yeah, they do. But in the smallies one, there's like 10 cages and like, it's just like
that's
too much.
sad.
Too much for me.
Oh, I know. I've just been so flat to the point that I was like, I need to go to the shop just to like
Just
be
to have
myself.
normality.
I was like trying to think about like what would normal Tilly do on a day like today.
But what I do now, it's like when you're at work and you leave to like go and run an errand or like an appointment in the middle of the day, but it's a work day and the air feels really like different. You're like, oh, I'm like out and about, and it's like you do this normally, but like because it's like a little excursion.
Like a little excursion.
Yeah, you needed one of them.
I know. I feel like I was really in my feelings.
As
like,
you probably should
like,
be.
And I get that, but I was like, okay, am I being dramatic right now, or is this like actually a response to real life stress? Like, I don't know, like, because the thing was, we didn't know Mum would wake up. That was I forget what to say. Like, that was the scariest part because the doctors weren't saying she's improving; they were just saying she's stable for now. Which doesn't mean.
It doesn't give you much hope either. It's like, for
No.
now, what do you mean for now?
Exactly.
Like,
And
is
they
she going to
literally
become
were very
unstable?
blunt. They were like, your mum is very sick. Like, she will need a lot of recovery. And like, they just kept on not lightening the situation.
Yeah.
I want them to be like, but everything's going to be okay. Like, it'll just take a while, but she'll be fine. They were just like, we just got to take it one day at a time. And I was like, oh, fuck. So mum's
great.
dead. Like, that's basically. And then so I would go home and I want to put on a podcast to listen to, but like nothing feels sad enough to listen to.
No.
And then no music hits, and then I'd like walk and I couldn't even put makeup on or anything. I was like, nothing matters. And
nothing matters and nothing feels anything
like,
good you feel guilty about doing.
If I like smile thinking about something, I'm like, oh God, while mum's they're suffering, I'm here
like
just
laughing
like watching
at TikTok.
TV. Yeah, like I literally couldn't do anything. I was just paralyzed of like, so I don't know. I've just never felt like that before, but I'm sure people go through that all the time.
I think that's such a like normal, not normal. Everyone's response. There's no normal when it comes to like a traumatic situation, and like I guess it's a form of grief because not that she passed, but like you're in that limbo of like nothing's certain, and it's like it's just like your body goes into survival mode, I think.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's like
and going to the shops, I like didn't want to speak to anyone, and you know, and I literally wished there was like a sticker or something you could wear to be like, I'm grieving.
I'm going through a lot.
Like when like I was like, you don't get what's happening. Like I'd walk in and they'd be like, hi lovely, how are you
like,
today?
fuck off.
And I wanted to be like, I can't muster like eye contact right now.
No, like don't
I was
speak
like
to
just
me.
like going in and out of shops like for a distraction, and I was like, I physically don't have it in me to be like, good thanks, and like, are you shopping for anything special? And you're like, just browsing. Like I just want to be like, don't look my way.
To me. But then I feel so rude doing
I know,
that. But in
I
those
know.
moments, you actually don't care.
That's why I wanted
you
like a
don't
little
have the
sticker
energy.
though to be like, it's not you. I just don't.
I'm
need
having
to be
a really
in
bad
contact
time
today. Yeah.
I need to shut down contact.
You should wear like a little bracelet or something.
Yeah, there should be a universal sign like
Of,
if my
like-
hair's in a side pony.
Then call the fashion police. But if I've got a yellow bracelet on, I'm grieving.
then I'm grieving.
Exactly.
A side, just to
A
lighten
little
up
side
grief, you've got to have a side pony.
Yeah, you got to look as bad as you feel. Yeah,
Oh,
but that's that.
God.
And now we're just sort of slowly coming back. But that was the You Wouldn't live show that everyone, or the You Wouldn'ters,
Yeah,
came
who
to.
we hope are listening right now.
Yes.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very
Shout
much.
out You Wouldn't.
And
Their beautiful fan base. Keep
who we love so
listening to
much.
us.
I just felt like so not myself that night. And then I was like, because I wanted to be there and see everyone, but we had like, I don't know, we had to come down for an event or something. And then we were like, no, it'll be good. That was our first time like at a social event since all the hospital stuff. And we were like, I just didn't feel myself. I was like, oh no, it'll be good to like be back into normal and public and have conversations. And then I just like got so anxious that night, and I don't know, it just made everything worse. And then I was like, I wanted to like stay and chat with all the people who were coming up and like chatting with us. And it was like so nice. And then I was like, I just don't think I have the like extrovertedness in me tonight, Eileen.
You didn't let that
Really?
show at all.
I picked off all my nails that night. I know.
Good girl.
Yeah. And then Tom saw it and he goes, what happened? And I was like,
I
it
was
was the
anxious.
event. It was the show.
Well, I feel bad because I didn't notice. I was like, God,
Well, that's
these guys are
good.
doing great. They probably really needed this.
We did. It's just like, I guess you just can't flick a switch though. I'm like learning.
And it's a balance of like not because you have to like keep momentum in your exterior life when something hard's going on. So you kind of have to force yourself to do it because if given the choice, you'd stay at home.
Exactly.
But then
that's what's happening.
otherwise, then you can become caught in a slump. Yeah. So you've got to like
you just got to
3 p.m. slump.
That's okay. So we should say 3 p.m. slump. Currently, Mum is learning to eat again because she's had to be on the ventilator for so long. So she's wasted down to nothing. She's the skinniest toxic weight that Charlotte wants
My
her
goal weight. I'm joking.
Post-coma weight is Archie's goal weight. And Mum's a fussy eater in general because she wishes everything was organic and French. And so it's hospital food. It's not going to be.
Yeah, it's not going to be organic and yummy.
So there's a few like things. So it has to be pureed because her throat, like she can't swallow properly. She's like sort of intolerant to gluten. Might just be a preference. I'm not sure. And then just like not too sugary, high in protein, like not too this, loves butter. There's so many like little fussy things. Well, I say fussy, but maybe Mum's just like, I have standards.
She just likes what she likes.
Yeah. And like, I get it. Like she's 60 something. You're going to go through your whole life believing in food like a certain way.
Yeah.
You're not going to be told. So like, I just mean she's in hospital now and she's just needing calories, like calories in. It gets very sort of scientific when they break it down. And even I was like, I don't understand. You're like feeding her custard. Like that's not very healthy.
Yeah.
And they're just like we just need to like build.
Like give her energy.
Give
she
her
just
energy.
Needs,
That's
like,
it.
to replenish all those energy stores.
And Mum's like, and so chatting with a dietitian who has trained honestly for how long? Like 10 years.
It's a long time.
I don't know. Like they're real professionals. And Mum's lying there going, and the dietitian's like, well, maybe if you have like a little bit of custard, even ice cream would be good. We're just trying to tick like what's not got gluten, what's easy to swallow. And Mum's like, I'm not having ice cream. So unhealthy. And like she's honestly more concerned about a sugar slump because she said that, but it'll spike my sugar. And she's lying there bedridden, like literally cannot stand up anyway. And she's concerned about her 3 p.m. sugar slump. And we were just like, we're just like, how do we
turn this around?
Yeah, like where do we start? And like, I don't know. So that would be your dream, honestly.
I know if someone was like, just come on, like, or you just eat ice cream and sugar, I'd be like, okay.
Okay. No, and she's like, I just don't think. And it's kind of confusing. They're like, a hospital is telling me to eat sugar.
I know.
What sort of place is this?
Where have you taken me?
Is it opposite day? And it's like such an aversion to Western medicine as well. Which, how do you think you got here? Like just sleeping off.
Does she not like Western medicine?
We've come a long way.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's just honestly a lack of education. And I used to be the same.
But now we love Western medicine.
Oh, I am 100% for Western medicine.
Yay.
Accutane, antidepressant. You've got your iron supplements. You got your laxatives. All that stuff that they said herbs could fix.
Toxic concoction to make me pretty, to make me skinny. We've got Ozempic now.
Why not? Just a little on the side. Yeah. So that's that.
Well,
so
we're here
basically,
now.
we had that.
Yeah.
But before that was a lovely time at the Gold Coast.
I know. We should tell everyone about the Gold Coast.
Well,
that was a fun little trip. I mean, not gonna lie.
The Gold Coast is a shithole.
Yeah. What do you do there?
I know, because I would say go to the beach, but like we have a much nicer beach in Sydney.
Yeah, this is my issue with Queensland in general. And I know that Tomke will disagree with me, But the fact that the beach is so long, like there's these huge long.
Oh yeah.
It's not even like each beach. It's like you'll go on one. It's all the same beach, but it's called like 5 different things.
There's like Mermaid, Burley, Brunswick.
I'm like, this is all the same beach.
Yeah.
And then when it's that long, there's no protection from the wind. So it's always really choppy
so
and
windy.
rough. And I
the
don't like
sand,
it.
like whips you against the legs. I hate that.
I liked my beach flat and crystal clear like the Bahamas.
We should have just gone there next
I
time. If
know.
only Jetstar was flying us there instead of
I know.
the GC.
The DC. But it was fun.
It was nice.
I had just recently lost my job.
Mm-hmm. How much do you want to say about that?
Not much now, but
One day.
the inner circle knows about it. When we have a big following and I can do a tell-all.
When we do a
I will let you guys know.
What's the friggin' thing called?
A Patreon.
Yes.
When we do a Patreon, if you guys pay $500 a day, I will tell you.
Enough to cover any employment income loss. Let's just put it that way.
What happened to Chachi? I got a bit. No, I'm not even going to say.
No, look, honestly, I need to cut you off before you do something again. Anyway,
I didn't have a job. Okay,
Yes.
I didn't have a job.
So you were available to come with us.
So I was free and I was a bit stressed out. And Tilly and Tom were like, just come with us to the
It'll
Gold
be
Coast. We've got a
fun.
free hotel, like all you have to pay for is flights. It'll be fun. It'll be something different.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
It was.
We had
On
a lot of
the
fun.
first day because your flight was like earlier than ours. So you basically
Yes.
had a whole day there to yourself. And you said you nearly started crying.
I know, but
because
I was
it
just so happy because I was just
And
like,
I
wow, life
completely
is
get
so
it.
good.
I
And
know.
like, I'm so lucky to be here. I literally flew up there, got my Uber, dropped my bags off at the hotel, and then I lime biked. Something about the lime bike made me
isn't
so
it
happy.
so freeing?
Yeah.
I am obsessed with scootering and I wish I could do it more.
Yeah.
Like but cycling or scootering or
And you
whatever.
just go really
like the
fast
wind in
and
your
the
hair.
wind. Yeah. So I lime biked from Surfers because I wasn't going to hang out in Surfers all day.
Disgusting.
All the way down to Burley.
Yeah,
And
much
that was
better.
really nice. And then I sat and I got a coffee by myself and I sat under a tree and I read a book. And then I went back to the hotel, laid by the pool,
Yep.
ordered the best crispy chicken wrap
Yes,
with hot
you
chips and a
did.
Coke Zero.
Yeah.
And I just laid by the pool and like posted thirst traps on
Yummy.
Instagram and ate a wrap and it was
I know
awesome.
you really truly needed that.
Yeah, I did. And then I started crying.
Yeah.
Well, almost started crying. I'm not going to be a Will Gibb on here and lie.
Yeah.
But
Good girl.
Good girl. But
We're
yeah.
a truth-telling
We're
podcast.
true. And I tried sashimi for the first time.
You
when we went
did.
to the
We
Japanese.
went to a really nice restaurant that night.
That was really good.
It just felt like we were in our own White Lotus episode.
It actually was, and I had never watched White Lotus, so we watched
showed
season
Chachi,
1.
all three of us, we like cozied up in the bed. Picture this, like fresh hotel sheets,
Yep,
aircon
aircon
blasting,
a little
fresh-
Kit Kat from the mini bar.
oh, which we will get into the mini bar. Firstly, we were like freshly showered because just like a day in the pool and
In
like
the
isn't that such a
GC.
nice feeling of just like cozy and freshly showered and like full tummies.
Yes,
And then snuggled up in bed with White Lotus starting
it
for
was
the first
so
time.
good, and because they're in such a nice hotel in Hawaii, and then we're in
And we're in our Gold Coast.
a Gold Coast little hotel, but
Which
you're
is-
in a hotel watching them in a
and you
hotel,
just
and it was
feel
so.
like- And like in those like robes that they give you, I just love
It was
putting on the hotel robes.
almost like watching it in what's that thing that Hoyts has, the box. It's like their 3.8D. It's not quite 4D, but the chairs move.
Oh, what?
Have you not been in that?
No.
Oh, I was basically saying us watching White
It
Lotus in a
felt like
hotel is like an immersive experience.
Yeah.
But there's like the
Okay,
Oh,
put a
it's
pin
gonna
in
annoy
that.
me now. It's
Take
called
me
like
there.
the something box. Do you know what it is, Tomke? Well, the chairs move, and but you don't have like. It's not like you
Love
get.
that.
It's not fully 4D, but it's more than 3D.
It
but it's
doesn't,
not
like,
even
spray
3D.
water on you, does it?
No, the chair is just like we watched the monkey in the box thing, and so every time the cymbals went off the chair, it was like,
Oh my God. I couldn't think of how else to make that movie worse, but that's
D-box.
D-box.
Yes, the D box. It was like we had our own D box in the.
Yeah, and it was
am I
great.
allowed to say what hotel we stayed
No.
in? Brand deal coming
Redacted
soon.
until paid. So the mini bar fiasco,
Yes.
I was
Be nice.
told. I was told.
Do you want me to tell it?
Yes.
So then you don't get in trouble. Yeah, okay. we were confused.
I was told.
We were told I'm doing quotation marks, told that everything was including
Everything
the
in
minibar.
the minibar was included in the package.
Tomke was not so sure that this was true. Tilly thought this was true. I was overexcited, so I just started ripping into the minibar.
So firstly, like we come in and Charlotte goes, "Oh my God, raspberry lollies, yummy." And I go, "Take them.
Yeah,
They're
literally.
included." And you go, "No, I couldn't spend it's going to be like $14 on like 6 little raspberries."
And you were like, have them.
Have them. It's all included. And Tom goes, "Actually, I don't think." And I go, "Shut up." and I whip him. And I say, "Not another word out of you. I said they're
You're non-verbal
included."
the rest of the trip.
And then and this happened over 3 days. And with every day the minibar was restocked and we would take it all down
Eat it
again.
back down.
And like sparkling bottles of glass bottles of water, like the fancy stuff.
Yeah, but to be fair, they charged us, not to jump the gun, but the Mount Franklin was still included as a part of the minibar, which I think a hotel room should just stock you
Water?
bottles of water.
Totally.
Like, because then I was
you want me to,
filling it
like,
up from
drink
the tap and it was weird.
Exactly.
But then they were charging us
So-
minibar prices for plastic bottles of water, may I just say.
And we were like, we would open it up. What are these nuts? I don't know. Try them. Have one. Just leave
Throw
the
the-
rest, like a 23 packet of $23. So over 3 days and 3 nights, this did
We
accumulate.
built it up.
And then the moment of truth came for checkout and they said, "Okay, and just was there anything else on the minibar that you ate? Like we have the whole list here." And we were like, and also
That's it.
Tom was like holding his tongue because I said, "Watch this, it'll be free. The balance will be 0."
I know, I could feel Tomke firing up.
It was like $320.
Was it? Because you didn't show me. You were just like, okay, that's fine. Charge it to the card.
I didn't want Tom to get a moment to be like, "I don't. I'll just take care of this son and we'll be on our way." And I will send my concerns
Later.
And then the food poisoning, and then the cyclone, and then the mum
almost
coma.
died.
So I have been a little delayed in getting back to the minibar issue, but I will resume that email.
Anyway, hotel
Yeah.
minibars continue to be, this feels like stand-up comedy.
What's the deal
With hotel
with
minibars,
minibars?
am I right?
It's a good one, Chachi.
Wow.
What, they continue to shock every time?
Shock me every time. Do you not feel like a criminal charging
Yes.
people $300 for 2 bottles of Mount Franklin?
Right?
I just think the thing that annoyed me the most was that they charge us for the Mount Franklin water. I was like,
I know,
surely
that's
that's
like
included.
literally a basic
What
need,
hotel doesn't
water.
give you just like a little bit of
And
water?
like free water every day, all day. Like I don't want just one bottle. I want to be
Unlimited,
perpetually refilled.
stocked up. I want to
Yeah.
kill the environment with the amount of plastic
Or
water
just
bottles
like-
I'm having.
Yeah, what's like a more sustainable way?
like
of
a big
just-
jug in
How
my
about just put
fridge.
a filtered tap in every room?
A little zip tap. Love a zip tap.
Is
They're
that what
expensive
they're
though.
called?
You
Like
know
the
the ones
little-
that are like
the
have
spouts?
the no, they've got the cold and then they've got the boiling and then you hold them both and it gives you
Oh.
sparkling.
You hold them both and it does sparkling?
Yeah, you know those ones. It's like got the
I
red
never
and
knew
blue.
you could- I never knew that's how you got sparkling.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh, my throat just gurgled. Sparkles.
But
Well,
yeah.
what else has been going on?
Well, I want to talk about something.
Mm-hmm.
And that is dating in Sydney. Well, just dating in 2025 is so fucking annoying.
Is it
And
really?
I was talking about this with my friend the other night. I genuinely think everyone our age that is single is just looking around going, fuck.
But why, if everyone is good quality, looking at everyone else going, fuck, why don't
I
you
think
just
that online dating and like online in general has like completely ruined the dating world for everyone because it's so like not transactional, it's so disposable. People are so quick to like ghosting has become way too much of a thing. Like
yeah, I think that's just so rude.
I used to be like, what the fuck is ghosting? I've never been ghosted.
Yeah.
And then I got ghosted twice and I was like, I hate it here.
Chachi.
But I want to talk about one of these ghosting situations because it's actually annoyed me. You know who you
What?
are.
What?
No, I've just been reflecting on it.
Is it?
Yes. Well, both the people that ghosted me actually had the same name.
Oh my God, they did.
Uh-huh. But one
Yes.
semi-unghosted me as per. I told I didn't even have anything to write. I think I wrote some notes, but really
you know
it's going to come
that would
from.
be great for the Patreon.
Yeah, it would be. I would talk about the whole story, but then I look like a weirdo. Not that they would listen to it.
I think if they pay to hear it, then it's
weird. Yeah, it's like
it's
chill
like
out.
they're the ones.
But I met this guy, and like organically, and we were just like hanging. It was, I don't want to say how we met. I don't really care. I don't care talking about it.
Because it's such a cute story.
Wait,
it happened at the Gold Coast.
Oh wait, I was gonna talk about the other one.
Okay, we'll do that one.
Only because it like was dragged out more. Yeah, the Gold Coast story is good. I will tell that at some point.
It's such a White Lotus story.
It was a White Lotus story.
Yeah,
I'll save that one for next week.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, I was at work and I met this guy and he asked for my number and he like texted me, asked me out, was like essentially just like so into it. And then like after we went on a date was just like, you're so great. You tick so many of my boxes, like this, that and the other, like talking like in the future tense, like really invested.
After
and
the
really,
first date?
Yeah. And I was like.
I remember you saying this and you were like, is this crazy or like are you overthinking it?
Yeah, I was like, am I love bombing or is he
Yeah.
just like being open line of communication?
Yeah.
Because he was like, if I'm not going to like text you once a day and expect you to then like me, like I'm going to put in effort. And I was like, you know what? Love this attitude.
Yeah.
And also like if I am getting love bombed, I'm genuinely not surprised because I'm like, I am great.
Yes.
Like it doesn't, it should emote some sort of like red siren alarm being like they don't even know you. But I'm like, but I am cool though.
Than not deserving
than having
love.
self-doubt. I know. I was like,
Exactly.
hey, yeah, like this is great. And then anyway, go on another date and then starts to get a bit flaky. And I was like, oh, well, there's still like such a good line of communication. Then I started overthinking everything. And I think that was like starting to come through because I was like, now I kind of like you back. Because
how good was the second date in person? Like, was
really
it just
fun. I thought it was really, really good.
But he
And-
was like more withdrawn after that. Over text and stuff.
Yeah, a little bit. Not as much. Like now when I look back on it, I was overthinking the start of it. And then once I started overthinking,
Yeah, then like your replies
then I got
changed.
worse. And then it was just like this.
Yep.
And then it just kind of like fizzled off. And I was like, that's fine. I don't care. But also this is what annoys me. And it's happening to so many people. Like you wanted me. You like tried so hard and put in so much effort. And then like, and then just like disappear and not even be like, hey, I don't.
Like what happened?
Yeah,
I just
literally like
ran
what
out of
happened.
steam.
Yeah, and then the thing that sucks about ghosting is like you get left feeling so insecure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
because
they've wrung you out and like
yeah, and you're the one that feels like the idiot, but it's like no, you started
Yes.
with the energy. I
Yes.
reciprocated your energy and then you just fucked off, so I feel stupid, but I'm
Yes.
actually not stupid.
you'd be like, am I going crazy?
Yeah, and now I feel really stupid and insecure. And it's like it honestly triggers you so
Oh,
much because there's so
God.
like I don't know, but I hate it and I've never been scared of it happening before. Now that it has, I'm like
This
now
is like,
but then
I
it
never
sets
thought
you
I'd
up for
have
like
a sick mum and now I do and now you're being ghosted.
Hey,
like things can just happen.
things happen.
And
I'm
it's
like
wild,
I got
and
ghosted.
we're not these people.
I'm not
I
this
know.
person. But it just really yeah, it just pisses me off. It's such a common thing in dating culture to just be like, well, we only went on 2 dates. I don't really owe them anything. And that's fine. You don't. I don't need like a
But it's
fucking
weird.
soliloquy.
It's
but
like
just
psychotic behavior to
I just
like
don't know why it's not
give
that.
so much and then just
I know.
what happened?
And for anyone, like my friends that have been ghosted as well, it's like, why is it so hard to be like, hey,
this
I don't
didn't
actually
work for
like
me.
you that much and I don't want to see you again. Sweet. I don't care. I wasn't that into it. But then when you suddenly just like disappear, then it just like it makes you
So-
insecure and makes you be like,
So what's the last conversation?
we've spoken like in dribs and drabs. Like
But it's
I've
like
been occasionally asked if I was going to be at work so I can do some things, but obviously I'm unemployed. So I wasn't working there, but I was like, I would just play it off and be like, oh no, I've got the day off today.
Jeez, you've had every day off.
And he's like, wow, you never seem to be working anywhere. I'm like, what?
You must have a lot of leave saved up. You could say.
He's like, didn't you just have a week of annual leave? No, it's a 3-year annual leave. It's long service leave.
I was due for it. You just started. Okay.
But not saying like, if you're listening, I actually don't care. It's just an example of how shit dating is now. And I talked to but then I talked to one of my really good guy friends.
Yeah. Does he have the same?
He was like, nah, like I don't feel like I owe them anything.
Oh.
And I'm like, you're the problem. You're actually the fucking issue. Then I spoke to my friend in America, and Americans are so bizarre.
They are so bizarre.
He was like, why don't
So
you just
earnest.
say like, hey, like why didn't it work out
You're
between us?
Cute.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, like why did you stop talking to me? I was like, I would rather die than be like, hi, what did I do wrong?
I know. So, Tom, can we just have like a guy's weigh in on this?
Please.
About ghosting?
What do you think about ghosting?
I'm too far removed from
Yeah,
from the
I've
dating
had him
game.
off the market for nearly a decade.
Or you guys are lucky because I honestly think that dating has just shifted so much. Even though we're starting to get to the age where people could be looking to like date seriously, people are just like.
But like, Tom, if you went on 2 dates with someone and then you had no interest in them, do you owe them an explanation?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh,
my tum-tum.
She's got the loudest
my body
tummy
physically
ever.
recoiling at you texting another girl.
But I could also see myself having a bad week and justifying that as that's why I'm
Yeah.
like if I'm in a bad headspace, I'd be like, fuck it.
Yeah.
What? And then just like not talk to her and then just
Yeah.
ghost.
I think if
But
it's
you're pretty
like,
bad at replying too, Tilly.
Oh, I'm shocking at replying. So
I
Yeah.
could see us doing it.
I could see myself ghosting.
But then I
Having
also am
said
like,
how
I
terrible it is.
ghost other people. Like I go ghost on other people, but not people that I've actually been out on dates with and like
I feel like
invested time. People that just like message me and I'll message them back occasionally. I'll just like
Yeah.
leave them undelivered and never fucking reply to them because I'm like, I
not
don't
if
know
you haven't
you.
met. It's like not real if you haven't met.
Yeah, or like you have met but you haven't like gone out in the
Yeah.
context of like going on a date.
Yeah.
But it's just, it seems to be happening. I had another friend from home and she had met this guy's family. He'd met her family. They'd been like seeing each other for ages. And then he fully ghosted her, like just genuinely stopped replying to her. And then she was like, this is so weird. And then like she just left it because she was like, whatever. And then like a week later, she's like, hey, haven't heard from you for a while. Like, I hope everything's okay. Didn't say anything to her. And I was like, that's so fucked. It just happens all the
It
time.
is,
And
it's
it's
so rude.
really, anyway, write in about
Oh,
ghosting
I'm
and what you guys
sorry,
think. I mean,
Chachi.
don't be sorry for me. Be sorry for the single people of 2025 because it's tough out there. I think dating apps have actually fucked everyone.
Because like, everyone's just so fickle about it. They're like,
I just think there's such a concept of people feel like they can be really picky, which is great, have high standards, but there's so much like, oh, just on to the next one. It's just like so disposable, I feel.
I don't think we would have been together if we met on a dating app.
Probably not.
Probably not.
And I refuse to download dating apps.
But
Yeah.
I do agree with Charlotte because I think our generation's the opposite.
What do
We
you
have
mean?
a lot of people who just stayed together.
Oh, so true.
Yeah. And a lot
Because-
of
Like
because
settled.
they've just
There were no dating apps like when
Yeah.
we first finished
Like
school.
so many of the people in our group just like went to high school together and then are now married.
But that's like a more small country town thing as well. Like in Wagga, all my friends from uni, there's so many people that have been together and they've just like their relationship is shit, but it's like too hard. Too much effort, it
Yeah.
seems to leave. Or there's no one else out there, or people at uni all the time would break up, but then because it's such a small town, they wouldn't want to see their ex get with anyone else. So then they'd get back together again. And it's like when you guys graduate and
Oh
leave, you're
gosh,
going to realize
yeah.
that you fucking hate each other.
Yeah,
And that you're like,
and that there's like a
but then
billion
you've
other
got
people
6
to
years
choose from,
behind you,
just-
so you're like, I may as well stay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's called the sunken loss fallacy.
The slump fallacy.
Sunken cost. Is that it?
What did you say?
Sunken loss. It was
The
very
sink and
close.
Because you settled and you
Tom
lose.
being right again. It's grating on me.
But that is my little pocket, my dating pocket of the week. Is fuck the dating culture at the moment. But I've got a lot more fun dating stories, so I'll just start like breadcrumbing them
Good.
each week for you all. I'm not struggling out there, just so we're all
thank
aware,
God.
so
Just
everybody
so-
knows we're doing fine. But I just wanted to speak on that.
Do you think you'd be like have more success in New York or some like big fun city?
Woo!
Like it's so like part of the culture of like being single and
Yeah, that's
20s.
true. It's something about Sydney though. Like when I went to Wagga, like when I was at school, I got no like male attention ever, and I think it like really like created deep rooted insecurities. Then I went to Wagga and like
you were hot shit.
I was hot shit.
Yeah.
I had like I would break up with a boyfriend and then straight away I'd have someone else that wanted to be my boyfriend.
Hell
it was just like
yeah.
I couldn't. If there's someone I wanted to pull, I would just get them. Like it just worked really well.
What was like the average appearance? So like a 3 out of 10 is like a 9 in
and
Wagga.
I was the 3.
No.
and then in Bowral, like I've done pretty well. And then when I moved down the coast, like I would just meet people like really organically. And I was like, but then I come to Sydney, even now still, even though I feel like I've
so
grown
hot.
up since school as well. I go out in Sydney, like I have no
What was
luck.
that thing you were like with your friend?
I went out with my friend. I'm going to tell that. I went out with my really hot friend and her older sister. Their whole family is just so hot. And her older sister's literally just had a baby. Like 8 weeks ago had a baby. We went out together. It was
this like supermodel.
She looks
She's
amazing.
still lactating, but she's
Genuinely.
like got men drooling over it.
Yep, we went out and it was her first night out since having the bub, and it was genuinely as though I had a paper bag over my fucking head. Guys would just literally, Jules would walk past and guys would literally grab her to try and talk to
Stop
her.
it.
Not like actually physically assault her, but like she can't walk more than 10 meters out without someone wanting to talk to her.
Oh my God.
And the same with her sister. And
And she just had a baby.
I was just there in the back.
And
then,
they're like, oh, there's a big speck of dirt in front of
in
it.
the
Oh,
way.
it's Charlotte.
And then her older sister would be like, and this is my friend Charlotte, like she's single.
Hey.
And they were literally like, yeah, show us a picture of your baby. And I was like, what? They'd rather try for the mum who's happily in a long-term relationship.
And you know they don't give a fuck about the baby photos.
No, they're just trying to pull her. And I'm like, I'm here.
She's
It was so humbling. I went home and I cried. I was like, I hate it here. Because I went out that night with the intent, me and Jules were like, we're going to go out and we're going to get numbers and we're going to have dates. Jules, tick, 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 tick. Me,
Oh my
cried.
God.
Love her. But,
Look, it's just
oh God.
we're after personality.
I am after personality. And Jules and I have very different tastes. She loves a boring finance bro who's got their shit together, whereas I like someone that's
You're gonna
younger
meet
than me and silly and
In a
not
more
emotionally
interesting
available.
way, I think.
I'm
I
an organic
foresee that.
meter. I love an organic
Where are
meat.
you going? What sort of places are these? Like bars?
In Double Bay.
In Double Bay. I
Not
think
my
that's
crowd.
Absolutely finance bro territory.
It is finance bro
And that's
territory.
not
We've
where
met
you'll
some
find-
shockers.
yeah.
Yeah. They're
Oh,
even a bit too
God.
finance bro for her. Yeah.
Wow. No, I would claw my eyes out having to like make small talk with.
Yeah, and I
Someone
feel
like
like my
that.
life is so many different components. Like I have like all like Will Silly and like you guys and
Yeah.
like that kind of people. Then I have all my friends from school
Mm.
and which is like the Double Bay, like that like sort of
Crew,
GPS
yeah.
scene. And then I have all my friends in Bowral and then I have my horsey
do? Oh,
friends.
yeah,
I've
you
got so
do.
many like different tastes. And then I'm like, how do I find someone that,
That, like,
covers all
mixes-
these niches? It's like I'm gonna
Yeah.
end up, I don't know.
Well, surely they'll have their own like eclectic background, and then you can
Yes.
just sort of overlap,
Merge it
like your little
together.
Venn diagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or I'll just be Auntie Charlotte forever.
Or you'll be Auntie Chachi.
And then people's
You know, I've been this close to buying a dog, and it's
You have
because
to.
it's because Mum has been sick, and all I've wanted is to go home and like
and cuddle a
snuggle
little
something.
dog.
And then I was like, no. And I was even looking at houses in Brisbane. Like my life has become.
down.
Yeah, I was just gonna settle, buy a dog, and be like, this is it. I'll just take care of my mum. This is my lot in life.
This is it now.
This is
you
it
should
now.
get a dog though.
Well, this is so crazy. I found a dog that I wanted. I was putting in the application, and then it's like Mum read my mind because we went to the hospital that night, and it's like she was barely speaking. Like
She's like-
this is crazy, and she literally goes, don't get a dog.
First thing she said.
Isn't that?
She didn't even say hi.
She didn't say hi.
She just said,
she
"Don't
just
get a
looked at me
dog."
and said, "Don't get a dog." And I was like, what? It's like she reached another plane of existence in her coma.
Was that when she was in the coma?
No, imagine that. She
I was
rips
gonna
out the tube and goes, "Darling, don't get a dog." No, we had like come and visited her, but she was hardly talking at all, like very, like just sort of getting her voice back. And yeah, it doesn't, normally she'd like be like, "Hi, how you going? Like, you're here."
Wow.
And she just says, "Don't get a dog." And I go, "Oh, for fuck's sake."
She knows.
Now Tom's telling me no, and now you're telling me no.
Maybe it is a no then.
Maybe it is
just
a
for
no.
now. It is a massive responsibility getting a
huge
dog.
responsibility.
You know what? Maybe that shows that like, I mean, I believe that there's life after death. But maybe like her being in that state, but being able to like read your mind kind of
How
like
did she know?
opens the portal of like where you actually go because she was like in the halfway.
Well, you know what's kind of scary, and I've like done a lot of research now. I feel like I'm a bit all over this stuff. I've like read a few Google things, but basically, yeah, it's all actually I was on Nurse Talk. I see you talk.
Coma talk.
Yes. Like no joke, it's really depressing. So when Mum was in this induced coma, they're on like a lot of heavy drugs, but she said she experienced like really intense nightmares, like psychosis almost. And then apparently that's really common. Everyone in the ICU has, maybe not everyone, but like it's so well known that you go in there and it's like fucked. Like it's just these like waking nightmares that your body is trapped in.
It's almost like I don't know, because you're in survival mode,
Exactly.
I guess.
I think,
your body's
well,
just
they
like,
couldn't like pin it down to just one thing, but it's like a combination of the hectic medication that you're on. Like there was an infection in her blood, so I'm sure like you're just dealing with that. Your body is literally fighting for its life, and your brain is trying to make sense and like process it. And then just like in general, the surroundings, like you sort of know that you're out of your comfort zone. So like there's like beeping going on and
of course.
sounds of like random noises of the
True.
hospital. Like it's all just like creates this absolute mania in your brain. And
gosh.
And I was really like kind of panicked by that. And the doctor kept saying, "She won't remember a thing. Don't you worry, she won't remember a thing." And then she wakes up and goes, "Don't let me fall asleep." It was in a waking hell, like the most dramatic thing, like grabbing my hands,
Oh my
being like, "I'm
gosh.
terrified to go back to sleep." And I was like, "Oh shit,
It's gonna be okay.
I was like, "Ah!"
And the
It's
doctor's like,
last thing-
"She'll have
Yeah,
amnesia."
yeah, literally, they were like, "It's just gonna be a peaceful little awakening," and she had this like tube down it. It was far from peaceful. So yeah, I've been like researching all that, and then that sort of causes some delirium. So Mum did have a bit of delirium, which is, it's funny now because she's out of it, thank God, and it's like not a lasting thing, but it was just so crazy. She was just saying so much like, I don't know, funny things, and she was like hallucinating. And I think because she had to go to the renal ward, like the word renal was just tossed around so much.
It was a buzzword.
It was a buzzword. She was just like
Yeah.
trying to make sense of it. And then so she was just like fussing one day, and I was like fixing her pillows, and she just goes, "Oh, it's this damn renal pillow." And it's like, and I just had to be like, "Yeah, we'll just let this one pass."
That's
but
not
then,
what it means.
But then she'll lean in and go, "My lips are so dry. I need a renal face cage." We're like, "Okay,
like,
well,
yeah.
it's getting a little bit now." Like,
We'll let it
we'll let
slide.
this one. We'll just
A
keep track
renal
of the
face cage.
You
It's
know.
like, what?
Just some lip balm will do. Just a little bit of lip, just a little bit of lippy. I forget when I went to say something.
About, you done research
I done so much research
about the other, were we talking
Uh,
about like the other side?
the
that
other
what
side.
your research was about?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
That's okay.
No,
That's
that
what
was
friends are
that's
for.
all- that's all I had on it though. But
Oh.
maybe in that like delirium and
Oh
psychosis,
yeah, sorry,
there's,
they're
like,
delirium.
it's
I
close
forgot we
to the
fully
other
talked.
side. That's
I'm
what
like, no,
friends
the
are
other
for.
side. You're like, yeah, I just told a story. What?
But that I know that's something actually that Will has mentioned of like that was his huge phobia about going under anesthesia and then like getting trapped, and you like see your body from above sort of thing. I
that
don't know
would be
why he's so
scary.
intense on
He's
that,
so
but
anxiety about medicine.
I've never worried about that.
I love going under. It feels so good when they give you the
Right?
anti-anxiety, like when they sedate you before. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
And then they're just like, have I ever said that my one memory, I went under for what is it? Colonoscopy.
Oh yes.
gastroenterology, colonoscopy. And then, so yeah, they put the gas on or something.
Yeah.
And I just remember like as I was getting sleepy, I could taste banana lollies
Yummy.
in my mouth. And all I was thinking was like I was like, couldn't say it, but I was just like, oh my God, like
Banana lollies.
like Alan's like banana lollies. And then as I'm like drifting, the nurse sticks her head right up close to me and goes, banana. And then I like black out. And then
you were probably saying like banana.
maybe, but I swear I was just thinking it. And then for her to be like, banana.
And you're like,
and then out, and then I woke up and I was like, yes, bananas.
I love when you wake up as well and like you're in the recovery room and they just bring you food straight away. Like an icy. When I broke my ankle, I remember waking up and being like,
oh, that's so nice.
And then they just gave me an icy pole and it was so yummy.
yeah, finally mum felt the same way.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I was like, give me more.
Give me more, please.
And they're like, no, you've had enough.
No, you've somehow gained weight in hospital.
You've stacked it on. I'd be mortified.
I know you would. That's why I say it. It's so funny.
For all the listeners, as you'll learn, I have severe body dysmorphia.
Which
And
we
it's
love to
not
just
fun.
make fun of.
It's a trauma response and you can try and cancel me for being insensitive, but I live with it every day.
It's true.
But I get it in reverse. So sometimes I get body dysmorphia of like I look in the mirror, I see like a big ugly toad. But then I've seen
looking at you, you see a big ugly toad.
yeah, I'm like, you are obese.
Charlotte.
But then sometimes I've seen this thing on TikTok called
like where you
body
think you look too good.
no, like yeah, it's the opposite. It's called like body delirium. And you think that you're skinny, but you're fat.
It's like Shallow Hal,
But
which that movie
sometimes-
would never pass these days. But
No, but
it's a shocking
sometimes I'm
movie.
like, I am like
That's
a fitness
so
influencer. Like I
funny.
feel like I look like Hannah Pearson,
how
and
do
then I
you
walk past the
swing?
mirror.
Why can't you just find a nice?
I don't know what I
neutral
actually
middle?
look like. I that's
But
the
you-
trauma response.
Really, you don't know what you look like.
From when I've weighed, well, this is going back for a little trauma dump. When I actually had serious problems eating, the body that I saw in the mirror then is the exact same as what I see
right now.
right now.
Really?
And like then when I went to uni and I did put on weight when I went to uni. And I was like heavier, like the heaviest I've ever been. But like again, I saw the exact same thing. Like
How? But like
I don't
physically,
know.
what does your brain
I don't
do?
know.
I'm really curious.
Like I genuinely get confusion of what I look like. And I think it's
Is
like,
there anything that can like show you the truth?
I don't know, because photos I always look so different depending on the angles. And then like my mood, literally, it's so
True.
bizarre. Like
Is there any person that you'd believe if they told you?
the only way I do it, and I think this is like actually still uncured, is like I look at other people that are like the similar height and build to me, and I'm like, okay, does my body look like theirs?
So like still comparing yourself.
Yeah.
to
So
others.
essentially just still not healed. But yeah, I don't know.
if your
I don't
mum
know.
was to say it, you know, like you look great, would you believe
No,
that?
because my dad always says to me, have you lost weight when I've gained weight?
Oh, do you think he does that on purpose?
I don't know, but whatever he does, it's always when I feel my fattest that dad
Oh,
goes, God,
you've
you
lost
look like
weight."
you've lost weight. I'm like, it's a lie.
Oh,
It's a ploy.
Oh, that's tricky because that like is a really sweet thing that he's doing.
I know, and maybe I haven't actually gained weight. Maybe I
Oh, so
have
you don't
lost
know.
weight. Like I
You-
genuinely am like, I don't believe
Oh,
you. Are you
so
saying
you
that
haven't
because
like weighed on the scales and you
I
don't
try and
know?
avoid the scales because I think it's so different. Like frank weight versus like fat muscle composition and like your weight can change literally like within just so it fluctuates so
Yeah.
much. And it triggers me.
So what do you do now to be less triggered? Well, you stopped wearing your Apple Watch,
I've stopped wearing my Apple
but that
Watch
was because
I
of
get
the
Apple
bit
Watch
of wrist dermatitis. But does that actually like spiral you more because you're not able to track it?
No, and I mean I'm not actually that. If I don't close my rings, I don't care.
Good girl.
Good girl. It's like a balance though, because you want to be. Oh, I don't know.
Well, you want to be healthy, and
I
like,
think I have like I manage it pretty well.
Yeah.
It's just like you never forget like how many calories are in something or
Really?
like how many.
What if you're
like,
bad at
what
maths?
you used to do. No, you just
You
remember- You know,
learn.
Tomke, now that you're tracking calories, you just
You
know
see food differently.
now what
Really?
is in certain food. So like your same breakfast or something that you have, you're always going to know that much of that is this many calories.
right.
And then like, Yeah, so I feel like I'm a lot healthier now and I don't use exercise to compensate for eating and I don't restrict myself because if I restrict, then I binge, then I end up putting on more weight.
And is that because you're actually hungry?
Yeah, I think it's just like the mental game of like, yeah, A, I'm hungry and B, like you restrict and you cut yourself off and then you like, it's really complicated.
Yeah.
But I feel like
we should get a professional on.
We
should.
Should get a doctor on.
That would be fascinating.
I've been like this for like 10 years now, but I actually remember, sorry, this has gotten really deep.
Go.
But like even when I was like 8 years old,
Yeah.
like being so aware of my body and like
Really?
feeling fat compared to my friends, even though I've never
Really?
been like fat. It's bizarre.
I wonder what it is that made you, that was your thing. You know,
I don't know.
like
I think it's some sort of, I don't know what it is,
With
but
your Coke Zero next to you.
G'day. Glass bottle Coke Zero is top tier, by the way. Like
so
this
Lana Del Rey of you.
it's so much yummier than anything else. The last little warm sip in there.
That'll go down a treat later.
I don't know what it is. We should get a professional
That would be
on though,
so
because I think
I love food and nutrition and like women's health and
it's just really interesting. The one thing that made me be like, okay, pull it together was like I wasn't getting my period, and then it's like,
that's a
well,
sign.
would you rather like be happy and live your life and be able to have kids, or do you want to keep going on like this? And it's like, no, I want to.
Yeah.
And I was lucky that I just kind of like
I'm proud
reverberated
of you.
myself back.
Did you have to see someone to like get out of that?
No, well, I tried to tell my GP. It all happened in
And
like
she's
year
like,
12.
oh, that'll go.
Yeah, I was like, I've literally lost 10 kilos.
Wow.
I was at Susie's post-coma weight. And she was like, you're just stressed. Like, you're in year 12. Like, do you restrict? And I was like, no. But I lied. But I was sort of only halfway. Like, I wanted
You
help.
wanted her
but
to,
I didn't
like, try
actually
a bit
want
more.
help. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted it to be, like,
Forced
forced upon
upon
me.
you.
But, like, yeah, it's honestly.
It's really complicated.
It's very complicated,
Yeah.
but it's an interesting topic and it'd be interesting. I think it's surprising how many like young girls and guys go through problems with food.
I think I'm really lucky I've never struggled with that because I could see myself like fixating. Like I do get kind of like neurotic about things.
Yeah.
And like, thank God it's not that because that's
And apparently it's like a
complicated.
manifestation of OCD as well sometimes and
tracking
anxiety.
and like having to like, you know, like
it's more like a
closing your
control
circles
thing.
and like eating this much and it's very much, I just do that in other ways. You just got to find your own thing.
Healthy.
Yeah.
You just got to find your own groove.
Whatever works for you.
I did want to talk, how long have we been going for, by the way?
An hour.
Hell yeah.
I was going to talk about something, but I guess we can talk about it next week.
Well, what is it?
I was just going to say, do you believe in star signs?
Ooh. Look, I
No.
do, but only when it suits me.
I think I'm the same because sometimes I'm like, yeah, like I love being an Aquarius and like this.
You're an Aquarius?
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't have picked that.
Really? Well, yeah. See, I'm a bit
I
too
would
much
have
of a
said-
control
I
freak to
would
be
have
an
said-
Aquarius.
A Virgo?
Guess who's a
Or-
Virgo?
Danny.
Yeah.
I get that.
Not Willski.
I was going to say, or a Leo for you, but I think that's because you give
Really?
off lion colours. Like the
Just
golden
today,
mane.
my big mane.
Yeah.
No, I'm an Aquarius, but my best friend's born on the same day, 2 hours apart. So technically, our rising blah
is,
blah
like,
blah
all
would
the
be all
same?
the same. We're so different,
Mm.
to the point of like tall, short. Like
Mhm.
we're literally, but then we are really similar at our core.
Well, there's only like what 9 star signs. So that means that like
Yeah.
there's 9 different kinds of people in the world. I mean,
Can't
I
be
feel
true.
like it's a little more complicated than that.
But then in times of need, I really I like it to lean
And-
on.
and it really does. Like I'll be like, I'm such an Aries.
I'm such an Aries. I do think I'm such an Aquarius though.
This is so crazy. Mum is like all over this stuff, right? This is a very mum-centered episode, but she's on my mind. Yeah, she was like fully star sign, hippie, like psychics, like talks, like tarot card readers, all into that. Post-coma,
She's like, it's bullshit.
a little bit.
Really?
Isn't that kind of crazy? Because she did something. Okay, this is mum, like, mum has always said, if ever she's done something, she goes, well, I do have 5 planets in Scorpio. Like she'll always like throw back to that and be like, well, can you blame me? I'm Scorpio, you know? And so she did something in the hospital where it was like rolled her eyes or something. And I was like, well, you are a Scorpio. And she goes, no, I'm a human being. I know. And I was like, well, Like it really
What?
stumped me because I was like, I was only using that because it's like your language.
Yeah, your thing.
And now she's like,
Oh,
no,
shut up,
you
Tilly.
can't.
Don't be
yeah,
ridiculous.
Oh, shut up. Go read a book. You can't reduce people to their star signs. It was like, what?
But that makes me even more think that like she's been to the other side and back.
Yeah, you're kind of like hooked on this.
I'm literally like she.
What did she
there's the
see?
connection. I don't know. What did she see? How does she now know
How can
what
she
every?
read
How does she know
minds?
that you want a dog? Like how does she not believe in star signs anymore? What did she see in her
Yeah.
lucid state?
Yeah, so true.
And
She
I'm a
said
firm believer in like
past lives or
in life after death,
life after
in
death.
some way or another. I don't know what it is, but I just and maybe it's just me being like I need comfort, but
It is comforting.
I think that there totally is too many things like happen.
Yep.
And Susie's, I'm
Well,
going to go
we'll
and
get
study
her on the pod
Yeah,
and
thank
grill
you.
her. What did you see?
She's like, I don't know.
Dim the lights and like lock the doors. What did you
What
see?
happened? Or I'll send you back to sleep. And she's like, no.
Oh my god. No, mammy. Oh my god.
This has been like quite a deep
Yeah.
episode. We've touched on what we needed this.
Oh,
Everybody needed this.
I hope someone got some insight into
Yeah.
go to the doctor.
Yes.
I think that's the takeaway.
I think this has been a very medi-centric
Yeah.
episode. Go to the doctor, and if we've touched on anything today that you want us
That
to
you
get
felt
into
triggered?
more. Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
yes.
I was going to say something else.
There you go.
Yes, if you felt triggered, go and reach out, get help. But if you want us to delve into anything more, get certain professionals.
Ooh,
on,
I would love
like,
that.
You know, what
You
did
know I love
guys
a
like out of this?
specialist.
I love a specialist.
Oh.
I'd love to get like a dating coach kind of person and
A
be like, what the fuck is
matchmaker.
going on? Oh, not a matchmaker.
Okay.
But
okay,
maybe a matchmaker.
a dating coach.
Just to be like, what is the psychology of modern dating? Because it's
Fascinating.
shit. Yeah. But and
and
then
a healthy
an eating disorder
person.
specialist.
Yes, that's the word.
or a dietitian or something.
Well, we could get the one from the hospital. She's lovely.
yes,
She's giving mum lots of drinks.
lots of drinks.
You can come down, pop down to me once you're done with her. Got some questions. All right, bye, Chachi.
Bye,
Love
Till.
you. Bye.
You want to tell everyone what day we're going to be?
Oh.
Is that worth saying?
Oh,
That we're going to be releasing.
Every Tuesday.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
tune in every Tuesday.
for a new episode of
Mutual Friends with Dilly and Chachi.